Why is it the Hungarians who are in Hungary today? It seems like a stupid question, but I think it's genuinely worth asking. Throughout the history of the region of Hungary today, the Pannonian Basin, it was invaded and settled in by different nomadic groups arriving from the east again and again and again. And it's honestly a natural location for that. If you're on the vast Eurasian steppe, it's a fertile enclave protected by mountains on all sides, and if you can hold the territory, it's not a bad life until someone from the east kicks you out just a few generations later. What's unique about the Hungarians specifically is that they were the last ones to do that, permanently set up shop there and remain for 1,000 years later. And definitely other nomadic groups tried to take it over, the biggest group being the Mongols, who first obliterated the Hungarian population but were eventually resisted. But just maybe the most crucial moment where a new group could have settled in Pannonia would have been during the reign of László I, though because of László, they didn't. László took power during an incredibly chaotic period in medieval Hungary, with coups, assassinations, civil wars, pagan uprisings, way too much to cover in just one TikTok. But László's reign is notable because of the amount of stability that he provided. He was known for consolidating Christianity in the kingdom, occupying most of Croatia, introducing a new legal system, and defending the kingdom from a new group of peoples coming from the east, an alliance of Pechenegs and Cumans, two nomadic Turkic groups. One interesting thing is that some of these peoples were in fact offered settlement into Hungary by László, provided that they converted to Christianity. And indeed, 200 years later, Cumans and some other eastern steppe peoples like the Yas that I've covered previously sought asylum from the Mongols and would settle in Hungary as well. Today, there are two regions in Hungary, Little Cumania and Greater Cumania, where people are still really proud of their Cuman heritage, actually. But, interestingly, they were not able to continue at this time the same pattern of Pannonian conquest because, you could say, of László's defense of the kingdom, and I think that makes his reign kind of a pivotal moment in not just Hungarian history, but in the history of Europe and Asia, too. One very popular legend is that László personally chased after a pagan Cuman raider who had kidnapped a Hungarian girl, told her to grab the Cuman's belt and jump from the horse, and then he defeated the Cuman and beheaded him with the girl's assistance. You'll find many illustrations of this myth in cathedrals in Hungary and Romania. It has been argued that this is a Christianized version of a pagan myth, but that's disputable. The primary scholar who's made this case has argued some other really controversial points about the Avars who preceded Hungarians in the region. Regardless, it still shows how prevalent this dynamic was during his reign of an eastern people who had freshly settled in the region for whom proximity to the steppe and adaptation to settled life was very much present.